That was about as complete a win as they've had in a while. What's up, everybody? I'm Jim Rodriguez, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Dodgers Latest right here on our YouTube channel. Man, I can't thank you enough for making those subscriber counts continue to rise. Hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and of course, we welcome each and every one of your comments. Hit me up right there on Instagram or on X at JRodShow. Love to hear from you as the Dodgers went to City 2 of this 3-city, 9-game road trip and beat the Reds by a score of 5-2. And yeah, man, when we talk about complete game victory, it was about old school, right? It seems like everybody contributed. Yamamoto right out of the gate on the bump. 7 innings, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. That ERA now down to 2.48 as he looked like the Yamamoto of old. Ohtani doing his thing, had a 2-run double. And then this is where it got really exciting to see. Mookie Betts on base 3 times, scored 3 runs, had a couple of hits. Freddie Freeman had an RBI. Even Teoscar Hernandez got in on the party with a couple of hits and a couple of RBIs. Put it all together, a nice 5-2 win in Cincinnati as the Dodgers open up the series. It'll be Tyler Glasnow tonight in Game 2 of the series, and then Wednesday, getaway day, it's Ohtani as he will take the mound. Dodgers will have Thursday off and then head to Tampa. And we've got some news about that Tampa series. For the Dodgers, still a 4-game lead over the Padres, who came back and beat the Mets last night in San Diego. Giants are spiraling, so it looks like it's a 2-horse race for now in the National League West. Dodgers leading the Padres by 2, and Padres are lurking, couple of weeks away. Dodgers will be seeing the Padres at Dodger Stadium. That's going to be a fun weekend as well. Well, we talked about this series in Tampa. Well, it looks like Max Muncy, he is going to be starting a rehab assignment, can you believe it, in AAA Oklahoma City this week. Now, we're not sure how many at-bats, how many games he's going to get into, if it's more playing the field, if it's more getting those at-bats going. You know, it's been almost a month since we lost Muncy to that knee injury. That was the night that Clayton Kershaw got his 3,000 strikeout. It was July 2nd. So he was placed on the injured list, was Muncy, on July 3rd. So not quite a month, and he is far ahead of schedule. And Dave Roberts was saying if they were really optimistic, if things go really well in AAA Oklahoma City this week, he could be back by this weekend when the Dodgers are in Tampa to take on the Rays. I think that might be pushing a little bit. I think more than likely it's when the Dodgers return home to start a homestand on Monday, but it looks like Max Muncy is doing well. Rehab is coming along. That knee, thankfully, it looked a lot gruesomer. His reaction was a lot more gruesome than it really was. Thankfully, he's okay. Get back into the batter's box, get that rust off, and get back into the swing of things, literally, as the Dodgers will need him to play the third base, and more than anything, need him to get that bat going. So it looks like Muncy will be back, conservatively next week, but if things go really well, maybe this weekend when the Dodgers are in Tampa to take on the Rays. All right, so trade deadline continues to tick, get closer. Well, and it looks like the Dodgers will not be acquiring Emmanuel Clase. How about this story? He's gotten busted for a possible sports betting violation or for sports betting shadiness that he was trying to put, doing some shenanigans in terms of, because you can bet on whether the next pitch will be a ball or a strike. Well, he is allegedly he's under investigation for allegedly on the first pitch of every at-bat, throwing a ball. They bet it. That's what they're investigating. Either way, he has been suspended with pay by the Guardians. Major League Baseball says that's enough of that while we look at it. And Luis Ortiz, who's also on the Guardians, he got busted for that too. So now that's 2 people. Yikes. So Emmanuel Clase will not be becoming a Dodger, will not be probably anybody for now, as he is under investigation for this sports gambling stuff. So what does that leave the Dodgers? Well, Stephen Kwan, who plays for the Guardians, it seemed like they were a package deal, right? Clase and Kwan to sort of take over that Michael Conforto spot, be that left-handed bat and play left field. He's still in the mix, but now, all of a sudden, the Cleveland Guardians are only 4 out of the wild card. So all of a sudden, are they going to be sellers? And I think with the fact that now they've lost Class A, they can't make a trade. Maybe they will try to acquire a closer to try to fill the gap with Class A being out, and maybe they don't want to stay Stephen Kwan. So I don't know, even though he's in the mix, I don't know if that deal's actually going to get pulled off, because again, you blink and all of a sudden Cleveland is back in the mix. They're 9 out of the division, but only 4 out of the wild card. That's what I love about this 3 wild card system. It is an absolute mess as we get down to the end, and all of a sudden Cleveland may not be sellers and may be very much in the mix to try to acquire a closer, and maybe they will keep Stephen Kwan. So what does that do? Well, Luis Robert is still, his name is coming around for the Dodgers as probably the number 1 prospect as the Dodgers might go after. He has struggled mightily, but he's got $20 million contract for the next 2 years, so it's $40 million total. But you can basically buy him out of the contract each year, so you're not really on the hook for long term with him. A lot of power. Maybe he needs a change of scenery, maybe a different sort of methodology in the batter's box. Dodgers, who have a great set of hitting instructors and a great program, maybe that's what he needs. Luis Robert is still coming up as a potential suitor for the Dodgers, as that trading line is on July 31st, a couple days away. So everything will be interesting. So do the Dodgers get a closer? Well, the one guy they want is out, and it looks like Jhoan Duran of the Twins is more than likely still coming up. He's like that penny. He just keeps turning up. Now, the thing about Duran, good and bad, right? 6-4, 16 saves and 18 appearances, and a sparkling 2.01 ERA. And he can't become a free agent for 2 more years after this year. So you are totally in control. He's arbitration eligible, but he can't leave for at least 2 more years after this season. Well, what does that mean? It means it's going to take a haul to get him. Dodgers have already said Dalton Rushing will not be traded. They are not getting rid of him. I know the Red Sox were calling about the possibility of him. Now there's rumors that Alex Freeland is going to be called up, one of the Dodgers' top prospects. His name comes up. DePaula is another name that comes up. But it's going to take a haul, quite a package. We know Dustin May seems to be in the mix with everything. The Yankees have called about Dustin May. Do you want to make a trade with the Yankees? I don't know. But if they want this guy, and this is right now the premier closer on the market, now that Class A is out of the mix, it's going to take a haul. Dodgers have a haul. They can get it to him. And the question is, will they make this trade for this kid who Ohtani got him for a home run. We talked about it when the Twins were at Dodger Stadium. It was kind of odd that he would come in to get 6 outs in a non-save situation, a game the Twins won. Twins are out of it. They're going nowhere, so they're definitely sellers. So it was kind of interesting that Rocco Baldelli, the manager of the Twins, would bring in Duran in a non-save situation to get 6 outs against the Dodgers. Really seemed like that was a showcase, so the Dodgers could see him in an extended period of time. Ohtani did hit a 2-run homer in the 9th inning off of him. Again, it was a game that was way out of hand. The Twins were going to win that game anyway. But very interesting to see. There was also the talk of Griffin Jax, who was a reliever for the Twins, packaging them together. Either way, it's going to take a haul to get Duran, as this is going to get a lot more interesting as we get closer to the trading deadline. Trading deadline, by the way, Dodgers are going to be off that day, so it'll be interesting to see. With the Dodgers off and Andrew Friedman wheeling and dealing as he's flying to Tampa to try to make this deal. It's going to be a great week coming up. Tyler Glasnow tonight, Ohtani tomorrow. Dodgers trying to win tonight and assure themselves a series win over the Reds, who, they were doing pretty well as well. The Reds are in the mix as well into the wild card, so this is a big series for both clubs as the Dodgers continue to lead the National League West, and they right now they're holding with a 4-game lead over the Padres. Glasnow tonight, Ohtani tomorrow, off Thursday, Tampa on Friday. Will we see Muncy? Will we see Blake Snell? There's a rumor Blake Snell may return to the rotation on Saturday. We'll get into that as we get closer. I'm Jim Rodriguez, and remember, it's always time for Dodger baseball.